Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and today I'm giving out some stock market for beginners advice. I'm going to ask you guys 7 questions today. If you cannot answer these 7 questions correctly, you may not be right for the stock market. And I hate to say this because I wish everybody was meant to be a stock market investor, just like I wish everybody was meant to be an entrepreneur. I know it's unrealistic. Some people literally are just not cut out for it. So I'm going to take you guys through some questions today. And you got to ask yourself, are you the kind of person that can be a stock market investor? Are you the type of person that can answer these questions properly? Or are you the type of person that some of these, are not your criteria? Some of these you do not fit into that mold, guys. And a lot of it is honestly psychological things. So let's just go ahead and get right into this, guys. I'm really going to enjoy showing this to you. I know so many people that come across my channel are stock market beginners. Out of 27,000 subscribers, I would say probably 15,000 of them are some of you guys that are just gotten into the stock market within the past 12 months. So let's talk about this, guys. So number one thing you got to ask yourself, do you have the work ethic to spend hours upon hours of researching into a company, all to maybe not even invest in that company? You could spend hours and hours looking into a company. You can come across a stock and you're like, I want to check into this company. You can spend hours and hours researching, and then you might not even invest in that, guys. I mean, let's say I look into 50 stocks. I might look into 50 stocks and I might spend so many hours on each one. And out of those 50, I might invest in one. I might invest in none. I might not even invest in one of those 50 stocks. I mean, it would probably take me, out of 100 investments looking into, right? I might only pick one to actually invest in because I'm trying to pick the best one for my money to go to. So I don't want to just go into an okay investment. I don't want to just invest my money in an okay stock. I want to invest in it in the best way possible because my money I'm actually sticking in there. I need to maximize it for gains. I need to minimize it for losses. So you got to ask yourself, do you have the type of work ethic that you could put in hours all to look into a company you might not even ever think about investing, guys? So ask yourself that. If you have the work ethic, then you go on to the next step and we can move forward. If you don't, then it's honestly not going to be for you. That's why stock market investing, it has to almost be like a passion you're about. It's not just about the money. It's about the thrill of looking into a company and those kinds of things. You have to actually have a passion for it. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard for you to succeed. I mean, if I didn't love the stock market, I would never succeed if I didn't have such passion for this channel. If I didn't have such passion for making videos, when I was making videos and I had 50 videos out and I had 50 subscribers, you'd think I would have kept going on and moving on and kept making videos? No, I would have gave up. So it's very important you have passion for it, and that will make that work that you're going to put in a lot easier, guys. So that's number one. Number two, do you have the type of ability to not just buy a stock, not just sell a stock based upon someone else's opinion, but based on your own belief? This is so key, guys. This is so key because I see time and time again, people will value another person's opinion more than their own opinion. They'll start second guessing themselves just because someone else said, oh, I wouldn't buy that stock, or I would buy that stock. And they're like, oh, I need to put my money into that stock. Or if they own a stock and somebody says something negative about it that's on TV or something, they're like, oh, I need to go in and sell that now. You cannot have that type of personality. If you second guess yourself every time you see someone on TV say something, it's not going to be good for you. Now, there's a difference. You can absolutely listen to what people have to say. I actually encourage that. Listen to what others have to say about your stock. If they have an opinion, it's an informed one, it's actually an educated opinion. You be willing to always listen to those things, even if it's against your stock, right? But at the same time, don't value their input so much that you're making your decision solely off of what they said. Just because Jeremy doesn't invest in ABC stock doesn't mean someone else can't invest in it and make a lot of money. That just might not be the one for me. Just because I'm investing in a stock doesn't mean someone else should invest in a stock. That might not be for them, guys. So that is key number 2. Don't just be buying and selling based upon someone else's opinion. Do it because you did the fundamental research and all those sorts of things, guys. Number 3, do you have the ability to take a loss and bounce back from it? Get over it. Overcome it. If you're in this game long enough, you're going to take losses. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You're going to take some losses. You're going to screw up on some investments. I was so naive when I first started in the stock market. I thought my first year or two, I would never make a mistake. I would always make money. Every investment I would ever make would just go up and up and up. Well, if you're in this game long enough, you're going to make some mistakes. You might be able to get through a year, 2 years, 3 years. You might have 5 years straight where you almost make no mistakes, right? If you're really great at it. But sooner or later, karma's going to come back around and you're going to make a mistake. It's just going to happen. You're going to make a bad investment. I know no one ever in the history of stock market investing who's done it for 5, 10, 15, 20 years and hasn't made at least one mistake, if not 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 mistakes, guys. You're going to take some losses every once in a while. The trick is to overcome that, bounce back, don't have it kill your confidence, and main thing is don't have it hurt you so bad that you stop investing. So many times people will take a loss, they get so discouraged, especially if it's early on in their investing career, they get so discouraged about that loss that they just say, screw stock market, it's a scam, or, I lose my money or whatever, they just give up on it. So that's a big one there, guys. Number 4, you got to have the ability to sell a great stock you might love once it gets overvalued. Now, of course, there's a whole lot of metrics that go into valuations and how to tell if a company's overvalued or undervalued. And of course, my metrics are different than someone else's metrics and all those kinds of things. And that subject alone, I could probably do a 30-minute video on how to value a stock, and I might do that at some point. But the main thing is, whenever you feel a stock is overvalued, and even if you love that stock so much, do you have the ability to sell it? Can you say, you know what, I love this stock so much, it's such a great stock, I've loved being in it, but it's gone up way too much, it's now at an overvalued place, I would not touch this thing if I was investing in it as a new investor. Do you have the ability to then go ahead and sell it? Because sometimes people, what they'll do is a stock will get way overvalued, unless they're a buy and hold forever type investor, and then you can just hold it forever. But a lot of people, it will get too overvalued and then they won't want to sell it just because the stock's made them 50% gain or 75% gain. It's their biggest investment. They love that stock so much that they will not sell it regardless. It's a big mistake sometimes because guess what? That valuation will probably come back to a normal level at some point and you'll miss out on a big potential gain. And I mean, if you're looking into companies on a regular basis, I'm sure you're going to find one eventually that's better than that company you're in. I mean, I've always found a better company than the last one I was in, and always found another one and always found another one. So you got to have the ability to just say, you know what, this company's overvalued. Let me get out of it now. Number 5, this one's very, very important. Have the ability to not make decisions based upon feelings, not make decisions on whether to invest in a stock because the CEO is a Republican or a Democrat, these kinds of things, guys. I see so many times where people will lose out on massive amount of money because they feel some kind of way about that business. Your feelings don't mean jack shit in investing. They don't. Straight up, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Your feelings, oh, I don't like cigarettes, so I won't invest in a cigarette stock. That means nothing. You're just, if you say cigarette stocks are the thing and that's where you're going to make a lot of money, you're just going to miss out on making a lot of money. You not being invested in it doesn't mean a damn thing, guys. I'll give you an example. I'm heavily invested in a company named Wynn Resorts, right? It's my second favorite stock. I talk about it on 3 Stocks I'm Buying Now video almost every single month, right? I despise gambling. I hate gambling, casino gambling. I've seen the addiction, it's hit me close and family and whatnot. I've seen it, and how bad it can be. And I've seen alcohol and how bad it can be. Guess what Wynn Resorts makes a lot of its money from? From alcohol and gambling. I mean, if you didn't have alcohol and gambling, Wynn Resorts wouldn't be Wynn Resorts. It wouldn't be making all that money and stuff. I got to put my feelings aside and say, you know what? Regardless if I'm investing in the stock or not, those activities are going to happen. Those activities are going to happen. So the question is, I can either make the money and make a lot of money, right? And then I could funnel that money into anti-gambling legislation. I could buy a politician, not buy a politician, I better be politically correct. I could lobby a politician, those kinds of things. I could spend my profits on that if I want. That's a lot more productive than saying, I won't invest in that because I don't like gambling, I don't like drinking, so I'm not going to invest in that. Hell no, I could make a ton of money in that, right? And then go funnel that money, like I said, into anti-gambling or whatever, So don't be scared because to make an investment just because you're anti, whatever it is they're doing in that business. I mean, imagine, I'm not a big believer in energy drinks, right? I mean, I think energy drinks are pretty bad. I think they cause headaches and a lot of different things. I think there's a lot of side effects to energy drinks that haven't even really been researched yet. I made a lot of money from energy drink companies, and either I made that money or someone else made that money at the end of the day, guys. Either I made that money or someone else made that money. So you're not going to change laws and those kinds of things by just not investing in a stock. You can change them by money. Remember that. Always remember that. Number 6, you got to have the ability to stick with an investment style that works. Now, realize that your first 12 to, let's say, 24 months, you'll probably be experimenting with a couple different investing styles. You know, I would try to find maybe 1 or 2 right off the bat that you're like, I like this style. I like this style. I think this is the one that works for me. Go with that, try it out for a while, see if you want to stick with it, and then once it works, stick with it. Don't go changing this investment style, then you're doing this. You're a long-term investor, all of a sudden you're a short-term trader, all of a sudden you're trading earnings, all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to buy and hold forever. Don't be flip-flopping, because then you're just going to end up screwing yourself really bad, guys, because you're never going to stick with something that works. So stick with an investment style that works. Experiment in the beginning. Once you find something that you're like, that's the one for me, then go with that investment style. Number 7, and the last one here, guys, you got to have the ability to not invest in companies or industries that you are not fully competent in, meaning you fully understand it. Once again, this is another one so many beginners in the stock market make. Even a lot of medium investors, you know, people investing several years, they'll invest in a stock or a company or a sector that they don't even fully understand. They don't even fully get how the company makes its money. They don't even fully understand the vision for where the industry is going. So if you are investing in a stock or an industry you don't fully understand, it's a big mistake, because if that industry struggles, if that stock struggles, you're more likely to sell if you don't fully understand it, because you're like, I don't even understand what's going on here. I don't understand the negativity. Maybe I should just sell. You're going to be second guessing yourselves. If you know a stock inside and out, if you know an industry inside and out, when somebody has some negative things they're going to say about an analyst, whoever that might move the stock, you're going to be able to say, you know what, that's not right, that what they're saying. I believe what I believe because I have all this knowledge and I understand the company so well and I understand the industry so well, guys. So don't mess with stocks. Don't mess with industries that you do not fully understand, bottom line. So those are the 7 things you got to ask yourself. Do you have the ability to do them or not? If you can pass this test, then you're probably going to be a good stock market investor. And some of them, honestly, are just trial and error. You know, you might think, oh yeah, I can do this, and then you got to actually try it. Are you really willing to put in those hours of work to, look into an investment, and it might be a mistake? Are you really willing to do that? Are you really willing to, buy and sell stocks based upon your opinion, not just on the influence of somebody on TV, me on this channel, whoever you're looking up to? So all these type of questions, ask yourself it. If you can pass that test, guys, you're probably going to be a good stock market investor. It's going to be a thing for you. And like the overwhelming theme is, make sure it's something you're passionate about and you're not just like doing it for the money. Because if you're just trying to make quick buck, things like that, good luck. Good luck. That's all I'm going to say to you. It's going to be really hard. You got to be passionate about it. I mean, what NBA player is great that's not passionate about it, right? Was Michael Jordan not passionate about basketball? Imagine if Michael Jordan was just lackadaisical out there and didn't really care that much. Think he would have been Michael Jordan? I don't think so, guys. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this today. If you just came across this channel and you have not subscribed yet, you may want to. We talk personal finance. We talk entrepreneurship. I'm an actual business owner. I give away so many business tips. We talk the stock market the most of anything. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.